Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Andy, what up? What up? What up? Happy Wednesday. It's March 26th. How's your week going so far? You ready for some golf? Ready for some March Madness to continue?
I am. It's nice because the games start in the evening, so I
Mm-hmm.
get all day watching Houston Open on TV. At the office mostly, but
Mm,
you get all day watching some nice golf, and then you get the evening games,
yeah.
some good ones. Obviously, your Duke Blue Devils are in action tomorrow. That's a good
Massive
one.
favorites.
That's a good one.
Massive
They
number.
they are the
Huge
biggest
number.
favorite on the board. For at least for the Thursday games. Let me double check that. The Friday games.
Disagree.
Auburn, Michigan is the same. They're also a 9 at Bookmaker right now. So those are your two biggest favorites. Although some places are starting to go to 9.5 on Duke. I don't know. We'll find out.
I agree with Auburn and Houston being pretty likely to move on, but Duke and Florida to me look like the two favorites to fade tomorrow. We'll get to that in a little more detail in a sec, but let's react to last night first. The quality of basketball in the NBA was atrocious. It was a tough hang in every which way. The Miami Heat, who were rested, actually they were so rested that they were just like, gonna take the night off. Steph Curry literally took the night off, which was a surprise and absolutely sucked. So I had negative equity on a bad bet in that Warriors game, and then they just basically played a lifeless 4 quarters, which hurts Draymond's DPOI. It hurts their Pacific Division chances. So it was a clean sweep of bad for me in that contest. But you know who came to save the day? The plucky Atlanta Hawks, Andy. They were down 20 and they got that thing inside the number for somehow, some way. Who the hell knows? But you know what is a good a good palate cleanser when you're betting the NBA is when you back a massive favorite who you have huge confidence in on the road, and they don't fiddle fuck around. They just throttle. And that was the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, I was going to say the Grizzlies were like 12-point favorites on the road too.
Dude, the
And
Jazz.
they won by 30. They won by 37. It looks like. Jesus.
If you told me your fair team rating for the Jazz was in the ballpark of like -15 right now, I wouldn't blink. Be like, yeah,
who's on this team anymore?
They have
Walker Kessler.
Yeah,
Kyle
did you see?
Filipowski.
I'm not sure if you know Walker Kessler's game, Andy, but he's a defensive specialist, which makes it somewhat entertaining to me that he is taking 8 3-pointers a game. Because that's not running offense. But all right.
Sounds like they got
one other quick reaction. I wrapped up. I'm way behind on my TV. I wrapped up season 3 of Industry last night. Did you ever catch any Industry?
I'm in the middle of it. I'm probably about the same spot as you.
What season?
Oh God, I'd really have to check because when you're binging and there's not just like hard. Oh my God, there's a huge cliffhanger like we used to have. You don't even know. I'm probably about where you're at. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Probably about 3 too many cum shots. that was my take.
That's your
in the Discord. It's like
there's
I'm not
bodily fluids.
I'm not
bodily
squeamish.
Fluids in general. There's a lot of bodily fluids in general.
I'm not squeamish, but it's like, oh man.
Have you are you caught up on the gambling plot line in season 3?
Maybe I haven't seen season 3.
Okay,
maybe you should check. Maybe you should check your damn mouth. And
quick, if you're unfamiliar with Industry, season 1 was literally absurd. If you know anything about finance, or you ever had a job, or even a friend with a job in finance, you watch season 1 and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" It's just parody. It's farce. Season 2, they actually put together, I thought, a pretty compelling and a huge step forward as far as just making it a good show instead of like an absurd show. And then season 3 was a leap forward as far as like really, really quite good writing, good kind of concept, I thought. Still too many bodily fluids, but that kind of still makes things fun and entertaining. Season 3 has a gambling related through line that in one episode in particular, if you've ever had any kind of a gambling issue in your life, you're going to have a little bit of a tough time with episode 4. because it gets the heart rate going. I had a couple of points in that episode. Anyway,
it's like owning Mahoney. Like, you know, I don't believe I have a gambling problem, but
Yeah.
I have my vices where it's like I probably bet a little too much soccer that I don't
sure.
actually have an edge on.
Sure.
And you know, when you have a bad time at that, even if it's just degen funds, you
Yeah.
feel bad about it. And then you watch something like that and like, God, is it like that? That one's pretty rough. Owning Mahoney's pretty rough.
Okay.
I just checked on Max. I'm almost done with season 2, so I'm not even
Okay.
close to where you're
When
at.
you get to episode 4 of season 3, let me know and we'll spend a fuck around Friday on that, talking about that episode. But again, season 3, I give it a full 2 thumbs up. Like, that was there. I watched a lot of terrible television last year and the start of the year so far this year. I would put this up second next to The Penguin as far as the best television that was made last year. Season 3 of The Industry.
Yeah,
So,
White
full
Lotus,
endorse.
White Lotus is getting weird too, Patrick. There's some stuff going on.
Brother on, oh man, spoiler alert. I want to be surprised when the
Yeah.
brother incest happens, I guess. Anyway, all right, let's talk a little Sweet 16, a little golf. You got any bets for the round of 16, Andy?
I don't yet. I was gonna look at a little this afternoon,
Okay.
but obviously I need to. You know, I finished my latest mock with some of the latest news coming down. I don't think we'll ever get Aaron Rodgers news. It'll probably be like the last mock I do. We'll have the Aaron Rodgers news. But with the Giants stuff, I think I need to rethink a few
Okay.
things, obviously. So mostly working on that today. I'm probably with you as far as taking the points with Maryland. Just well-coached team. They went through the meat grinder of the Big Ten season 2. You know, these both teams, Florida, Maryland, they both went through grinder seasons, but Florida looked pretty susceptible to some things UConn was doing, and UConn wasn't even playing all that well at times, and almost
Yeah.
won that game. So I might take the 6 there. I know you're hesitant with Duke. Duke feels like a very bimodal outcome where Duke wins by 20, Duke wins by 2.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't feel like it's close to the number where Arizona either shows up and it's a very good game, or Duke just imposes their will and the number doesn't matter either way.
That's a reasonable take. I did get the best of Maryland, by the way. That was a 7 yesterday, and I was like, okay, this is a bridge too far. It has come into 6, and it looks like it may push to 5.5, which to me is pretty close to fair. For what it's worth, my number on that one is 4.5. My number on Duke Arizona is, I almost feel embarrassed saying this out loud, 6.5. So I am way fucking off market on that one. So there is a healthy Duke tax in the market right now, but your points are reasonable that there's probably, this is either Arizona shows up and it's competitive, or Duke just, throttles them. But yeah, fun that we get to relive some of the 2001 Duke championship fun, as of course Duke beat Arizona for that title. And then I'm also living a world where I'm pulling for Maryland, who Duke came back from a 22-point deficit to win by 11 in a 33-point swing against Maryland in that 2001 Final Four. No other bets for me in the Sweet 16 right now. I think, and I haven't made a final decision on Survivor yet. We'll cover Survivor tomorrow. Final calls. I'm actually kind of now looking at where
Do
I
you have to
stand
use
and
one
the rest of the
Thursday
points.
and Friday, or just one
Oh
in the
yeah,
round?
one Thursday, one Friday, one Saturday, one Sunday. And so you got to be strategic. And actually, I am in a point where I need points.
Kind of got to use Texas Tech.
No, I think actually it's the
Bama?
opposite. No, I think I got to go. Texas Tech, I think, actually is my only choice on
Yeah, I
Thursday.
feel like you have to go Texas Tech, and then
Texas
Friday,
Tech's my only choice
Tech-
Thursday. Friday, I have to get squirrely. I think I have to take Mississippi. That's like my only path to victory here, is if I get those 6 points. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I could get to the end and I'm gonna be like, I don't know, 8th. Like
Well, that's
I
it.
did all the math with the pool. Yeah.
It's interesting too, because the way you're looking at it is the way you should look at it. Like, you could get through to the Elite
Yeah.
Eight and just have nothing. There's no point in that. Like, if you look at it and you look at the path and who you'll have left, it's like, yeah, I'll just take Duke and Houston. Well, good luck with that. Like, you made it one more round and then your tournament is over at that point. I think if you have multiple entries, you do something just chalky like that and hope for some upsets in some other spots, and you get to use some weird teams. But chalk holds in Miami, says Brett.
Brett, good question. I don't know if you really want my opinion, as I have.
Corda's putting up a fight today.
I have not put together 2 winning days in a row in Miami to this point of the tournament, but I would tell you that to me, at least, I guess the Pegula Raducanu is sort of the interesting one as far as chalk holding, because Raducanu's got a lot of market support right here. I thought this number should be closer to like 300, and I was surprised it opened at 233. It's now at 208. So there's clearly some light support for Raducanu. And then on the men's side, it looks very chalky to me. I think the only thing I have in action is I carried over a Zverev 2-0 from yesterday. And honestly, the fact that yesterday the rain delay pushed so many things back. Number one, it put Djokovic into the time window he wants to play in, which sucked.
Yeah, he's playing
and then,
time.
and then
I mean, it's
two,
cool. And he looks good. Like he obviously it's reductionist to say like the greatest player ever looks good, but he looks pretty focused down there.
Yeah,
like it doesn't look like he's losing to Sebastian freaking Corda.
The weather yesterday pushing Zverev Feast to today, giving Feast an extra day to get right physically, is also not great for me. So I'm holding a bad price there.
You should play some Feast handicap.
Middle
that
yes,
shit.
Not crazy. Yes, 7-6, 7-6 Zverev would be electric for hitting that middle.
Like +3?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, even just pushing on that.
Yeah, 7-6.
I mean, you
7-5,
can lose. You
6-4,
can lose both.
7-6.
It's not a pure middle. You can lose both for sure.
Oh, sure.
He can lose. He can win 2-1, 6-0 in the final.
7-6, 1-6, 7-6. Dead.
No, that would be a winner on +3.
Oh yeah, 7-6, 6-7, 6-1. Yeah, that would suck. Yeah,
something along those lines.
Yes.
Clippers tonight. Clip show.
I have some Clippers tonight. I have some Pacers. I'm going up against this Lakers team now.
The Lakers are finally going to end their streak then, because Drew is the winds have changed.
This team, man. I don't understand why they got flipped favorite in that one. And then I'm going to take the Suns at 4.5. I was gonna entertaining. My fare is basically the opener, which was 3. I can't believe this has moved 1.5. Tatum matters way more than that. Any golf for you?
Yeah, I did play some golf. We talked about it. Obviously, I did a show yesterday with Noonan. Went over all the golfers. It was nice, too, because I didn't see his card, and we agreed on some guys, which is nice, because last time we agreed that well, I think we hit one. But did you look at this odds board?
No, tell me all about it. I know nothing other than what you told me, where this tournament is being contested in Houston, Texas, at a public municipal course. I know nothing about this.
One of the longest courses on tour, and yet it is still a par 70. So it's going to play even longer. Okay. Yards per par, and it's been raining, which means it's going to play even longer.
Wow.
You just got to get big hitters out there. The green complexes are very difficult, so you got to get around the green guys. And the odds board looks like this. Scotty, like, 5-1. Rory, like 7-1. Next guy, 30-1.
Who's the third choice here? Is it Spawn?
It's Davis Thompson has had some.
Davis Thompson is your third choice?
He's had some love. He's been getting some love. But him, Finau, some of the
Aaron Rai?
It's been kind of a mix of like the guys that are churning around in that 30 to 40 range. But Davis Thompson makes sense. He has a really good course fit. I mean, he obviously fits this course perfectly, but it's a weird one too, because you can't look at course history. This used to be a fall event, and the fall is like off season. The good players don't play in the fall for the most part, outside of the Japanese event. So any previous iterations before last year were like, oh, here's like, no top 50 players. and some rando wins it in the fall. So we've only played this once in the spring, and we had, a different kind of agronomy because the grass is different in Houston this time of year compared to the fall.
Oh, that's a great
So
vocab word.
agronomies. Oh, we use that a lot on
That's
golf
good.
shows, but yeah.
That's
But
good.
the rough is overseeded, or they overseeded with ryegrass. So the rough, I think a ball is 1.66 inches.
Everyone knows this.
And the rough is like 1.25. Just for you to imagine, like if a ball lands in the rough, you can still see the top of the ball, even if it's touching dirt. So the rough is very non-penal. And yeah, it looks like Aaron Rye is right there too. Finau is down to 24.
Ooh, that
some
seems
places,
low.
which
That
makes
seems okay. Yeah. Okay.
I did bet
Okay.
him. I got a 30 on Finau.
Okay. What else you
32 on
got?
Davis Thompson.
Okay. What else?
Minwoo Lee,
Okay.
36.50, and then Kurt
Okay.
Kitayama, not playing well, but matches up well here. 90-1 he was. So I played some top 20 on him as well.
Okay.
And then Potgieter, Aldrich Potgieter.
Okay.
You guys remember him from Mexico where he couldn't hold
I
on?
do. I do remember Potgieter.
Country mile. Hits in a country mile. Does some other things okay. Like I said, the rest of the field is meh after like the top 2 and then the top 5 after that. I played him top 20 at about 3-1. I think it's a Potgieter tournament. He's not beating Scotty and Rory I'm not taking him at 100-1, 150-1 in a field like this compared to years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it is tough to take on Scotty Scheffler when you're playing for Texas children. It's he's always got a little bit of an extra gear supporting the great state of Texas.
He didn't even play all that great last year, and he had a putt to go to the playoff.
Oh wow!
Last year, and he had won. He was coming into this one last year, winners of 2 straight tournaments, and basically was a 6 or 7 footer away from almost getting to a third one. So
yeah,
his form is a little shittier this year, but it's still Scotty freaking Scheffler. So those numbers are fair up top. I think they win it an awful lot of times. It's hard to go against them, but you kind of got to do it.
Mr. Alama's Warriors plus 50 pack now. I still show value on that, but the big winner in that futures pool from the loss last night from the at the Heat is actually the Clippers, because the Clippers have the tiebreak over the Warriors, and there's a world where the Clippers and the Warriors now finish tied with 48 wins. Really, like, all my opinion on the pack is just that the Lakers' schedule coming down the home stretch is heinous. It's horrible. And the way that LeBron James is playing defense right now, his on-court defensive rating is like 130. Like, this guy was like regularly pulling off high 90s, low 100s in the run from the All-Star break to when he hurt his groin. So there's clearly something not right, and they're going into the schedule hell. So I think against Lakers is really where my head is at.
Do you think he actually was hurt, or is he just 40?
He's
done this a few times.
It's
where it's
probably both, don't you think?
I think he's just like, here's a nondescript injury.
He's hurt because he's 40. Yeah,
that's kind of where we're at.
Do you have to make a note from that Matt Lawrence mentions here? The Mark Dagenau Coach of the Year, Hopium is strong.
Well, I mean, if somebody threw $100 on him at 250, they kind of got to adjust. Like,
the Thunder have 10 games remaining.
Yeah.
Their average money line price over these final 10 games, minus 350 by my calc. That means that they are somewhere in the ballpark of 12-1 to come in as a 70-win team. I believe if Dagenau has a 70 win,
it's a gaudy number.
Only the third time in history, and this a net rating that is that is like on the doorstep of the greatest of all time, the 96 Bulls. That's going to warrant some serious consideration. It doesn't that's Dagenau, I think, takes the wheel from Atkinson, and it's in his hands at that point. And people are just going to be like, wow, this was something else. And if he's doing it down the stretch, if he's winning those games, like they're gonna bench, they're gonna rest SGA for a lot of that stretch, and he could be winning in the absence of the MVP, which just makes the narrative that much more fun. But all we need is 10 more wins, guys, and we are in the game. So
What would you make their fair price? How close do you have the Celtics in Cleveland?
They are actually somewhat close for me. Let me see. You
Okay,
want
no,
outright
that's
price
no, that's
or
fine.
just net or just team
Like
rating?
just so I want your finals price against Celtics or just
for the
make a
for the
composite
Thunder
rating.
for the
Thunder
Thunder
versus either of the good teams in the East.
composite rating.
Yeah, like -150.
I was going to say that exact number.
Okay.
-150.
So -150 is good. You're a favorite. You're a good favorite, but that implies like there's a pretty good chance that 2 out of the 3 70-win teams do not get it done. Like a 40-60-40.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
72, because you remember what the hat said and the shirt said in 96?
Yeah.
72-10. Don't mean a thing without the ring. That team was so
great.
that team was so fun
That's
though.
great.
I mean,
That's
that was
great.
how old are you? You were like, junior high.
Yeah, that was
I mean, that was a sick time to watch the NBA.
I was living in DC and everyone had Bulls starter jackets because that was such a fun team. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hate on them. Luke Longley.
They were very, very good. And the rest of the NBA was very bad then too. The difference between the best and the second best in net rating, even though we have a historically good Thunder, is not that much. Which back then it was insane. So all right,
I was
we'll
gonna
talk
say
more
that
NBA.
the early the early three-peat was probably more fun from a competitive standpoint because like that Lakers series and God, what was it? Was there a Cavs series in that early one? Like there was really good games because they weren't that much better than some of the other teams, and then the second three-peat was just domination.
Domination.
Maybe I'm misremembering it, but it feels like the early three-peat was a little more competitive.
That was a lot more competitive. The second three-peat was only competitive in that final Jazz series where we had Jordan flu game.
Oh
right?
God, that shot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you have it is a good week for a crazy golf long shot because of this dumb, not dumb. I love this course. So if you have anything, hit me up on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any hot takes on the Final Four or the Sweet 16, hit us up.
Yeah.
We will do a show tonight. We'll talk about the latest mock that I'm going to be putting together as soon as I'm done with the show. I'm half done with it, but mocks take so much time.
The Bulls had a 5-point advantage in the net rating over the Supersonics that year. It was +13 over +8. Supersonics ended up making the final. Bulls beat them 4-2. Bulls swept the Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals. They dropped 1 to the Knicks in the semis, and they swept the Heat. So they lost 3 games on their way to that 96 title. That was a great team. Whew. Whew. All right. Let's call it a stream. That was fun. And if you were curious, did you already say this? We'll be back tonight to cover NFL draft in a longer
we'll do
format.
NFL draft stuff. I'll have a full mock, and I won't have it published yet. We'll go over it tonight. I'll talk through some of my thoughts,
and I will grade your mock live.
We'll have good retorts and reactions from Drew.
I will be live grading your mock draft.
And I'll have 4 or 5 that I'm really unsure of that I'll probably lean on you a bit and ask.
Okay.
This is what I did because I didn't know what to do.
I'm going to grade you on 2 aspects. One, how likely do I think you're correct on your is this a good pick for that team? So we'll be grading on expected accuracy as well as does this make sense?
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Excited to talk some NFL.